You, man, I'm telling you, man, you came a long way, bro. You came a long way, man, a long way. So congratulations on all of that, the Hall of Fame at Washington and all, man. Congratulations, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Congrats,
I learned a lot from you, man. Like the second,
man.
like after you came, man, like that kind of that made the light bulb switch for me, man.
Yeah,
Because I didn't like I seen how Kurt worked. You get me? But when you came, you brought a different mentality.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
thought that Joe, I don't know, it was something Bruce like, bro, you worked your tail off, man. Like
yeah,
you worked your tail off like T.O. and the guys that I admire.
yeah,
And things like that. That old school mentality, bro. Like this the way you went to work. And
yeah,
then here at Coach Beach give you
yeah,
99 grades and 98 grades every week.
yeah, man,
And I'm like, I'm not gonna what Bruce getting. Bruce
man.
doing everything, bro.
We had to push one another, man. We just had to push one another. We worked hard, like you said. We saw Kirk and Slade, man. Them guys doing it, man. And coming from a JUCO, man, I was like, dang, man. I saw what Kurt was doing. I saw what Slade was doing. Then I saw you. I'm like, man, how in the heck am I gonna beat this guy, man? This guy look like T.O. already in D2.
But I
So,
wasn't
man,
there. Like I wasn't there yet. You get me?
yeah,
And so that's why, like, whenever you came in, it unlocked a different part of the offense
yeah,
too. And it saw that yak unit.
yeah.
Let us do it. Like, let
Let
us
us
do it.
do it.
Like,
Yeah,
because during that time, it was us.
yeah,
Other than, we had KJ Willie, you get me,
yeah,
running backs if it's gonna do that thing over 1,000. But you get me, he finally had some playmakers that he was putting the ball in the hands. Hey, you would have
yeah.
probably had all the records if you had 2 more years.
Man, shoot, man. I was just trying to just let loose, just compete, man. Because I'm coming from JUCO, man. I almost lost that opportunity, man. To play football. So, when they gave me a second chance, I say, man, I can't fumble it this time. I gotta go hard, and it was hard, kind of hard at JUCO because I had to beat out some guys that been already at University of Syracuse. One guy we called him Baby T.O. because he always practiced with his shirt off. And Julio, he was big, man. He had been at the University of Southern California. I mean, he was like, man, I was like, damn. And I was like, okay, I got a challenge. And I had been out for a while, so I said, I definitely have to work. When Coach Beagle gave me the opportunity, I was like, man, I got to take it and run with it. I cannot go back home. And that was one reason why I went to North Dakota. I say, I have to go somewhere where I can't just hop up and leave and go home. I had to go far away from Georgia, and that done it for me.
There you go, Kurt. Kurt coming in right now.
Okay,
Here he is.
Kurt.
What's up,
Man,
man?
what's up,
Man,
man?
what's good, man?
We were
Y'all
just,
good?
we were just
Yeah,
talking about you, man. We were again, y'all. This is D2 Football Guru, man. I'm with Bruce Steele, Curtis Clark. Like two guys I played with at Washington Baptist University, man. Like Kurt was my roommate my freshman year. Like we were just talking
Yeah.
about how you were the first guy that we started watching. You get me? You and Slade, you get what I'm saying? But especially for me, since you were my roommate, I got the, and especially I knew that they were trying to get me to follow your footsteps. I had to watch you kind
Yeah.
of closely. You get what I'm saying? So,
Oh,
but yeah, man, I'm glad you
yeah.
guys like decided to join me, man. I know, hey, family and things like that, man. I know, how it is, but I wanted to talk some ball with y'all, man, and catch up too. You get me?
Yeah, man. I'm glad to get on with y'all guys, man. And
man,
yeah,
when
you
you
were
send the
definitely
invite, man, I was like, man, heck yeah, man, I can't wait.
yeah, man. I was just messing around last week, man, when I was messing with you about it. I was like, man, we ain't gonna do nothing. But hey, man, here we are, man. I'm excited about it, dude. For real.
Everywhere I'm going, whenever I get an idea, I write it down. Try to write it down around the house, and I had that on one of the kids' school projects, like just a catch up with like the wide receivers in Washington, like fraternity brothers, yeah, unit, da da da. And
Yeah.
hey, I was like, y'all want to get on? Y'all want to try it?
Yeah, man, I'm excited about it. But yeah,
Y'all,
man, I definitely remember you being you were actually my last roommate I had on campus, man. You know, me and Jacopo had an apartment also, so I was kind of in between the dorm and in the room or whatever. But yeah, man, it was cool, man. You say that I was watching you guys just as much as y'all watching me, man, because I knew Julio, you coming out of high school, man, you were highly regarded, and Bruce, man, of course, man, you just came in and did your thing, brother. You know what I'm saying? So. I definitely learned a lot. Hopefully, fellow joined us too, man. You know, he was my guy that hosted me on my recruiting trip. So, man, I know me and fellow go way, way back, man.
that's why I'm hoping he get on here too. Probably. I know we said 8:15, so he's still, a couple minutes. I'll see whenever he's on in, but Same thing, man. Bruce got it going, and now you here, so we're just gonna, keep going on, man. So, what do y'all think about this Ferris and Valdosta, man?
Man, to be honest with you, Julio, man, I was thinking like you earlier. I thought, man, Harden gonna run through it again. But like you said, I listened to one of your podcasts. You said that Washington pretty much exposed them that night when they played them. So, but they still won some pretty heavily after that loss to Washington. And I thought, man, that was their wake up call that they were just gonna get back level headed and just run back through everybody like they was doing. But to see Ferris State beat them the way they did after they beat the team that knocked down Washington, I think they scored like 78 points on that team.
Like,
I was like, man,
they made it. They made a statement. Like,
they made the statement. So as far as Ferris State and Valdosta, man, I'm just gonna go with the guys that I was picked to win it a few weeks ago. They say Valdosta is tough. I haven't actually seen them play yet, but we're gonna see.
What do you think?
I mean, I tell you, it's crazy, man, because I was kind of leaning towards Ferris State myself, but kind of going back. There he is.
No. What's up,
What's up, fella?
man? Good to see you.
Yeah,
Hey, we already been going, but thank you for joining us, man. Like, you right on.
Yeah.
You get me?
I appreciate the invite, folks. Yeah, I appreciate the invite, guys. So,
Man, I tell you what, I was thinking kind of Ferris State leaning there, man, but as I got to watching and reading some more, man, Valdosta, man, it's two evenly matched teams, man. So it ought to be a really good game, man. I'm excited to watch it, honestly. Both quarterbacks, high Harlan Hill finalists, man. So, I'm personally playing against Valdosta, obviously. I may lean a little bit towards them a little bit more now that I've kind of done my homework and read it a little bit more, just because understanding the history and tradition of Valdosta, man. But Ferris has been on the road. I think I kind of caught along with them a few years back, maybe 17 or something like that. I think they may have came, OBU played them a while back, a few years back. So that's kind of when I got on their radar. But just knowing Valdosta, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a good game, though, man. They ain't so evenly matched.
We think, Andrew, about us. We talking about us affairs, man.
yeah. So I'll tell you what, like Kurt said, it's an even match game, but I think one key is gonna stick out. You gotta look at Ferris State. They pretty much lead the country in penalty yards. So their discipline and special teams really gonna stick out when dealing with two high explosive offensive teams like Valdosta and Ferris. But I think I give Valdosta that edge because it's crazy though, because Ferris State got a senior head coach. You would think that'd be more disciplined. But just looking at the background or whatnot, I think they ranked like 153rd out of 159 teams in Division II in penalty yard per game. So I think that's gonna be a big key to the game if they could be disciplined and not give up yards and give up those leaching yards and penalties and put Valdosta in position to get easy points and touchdowns. So with saying that, I really expect Valdosta to really handle a fair play.
And Valdosta defense, nice, man. They got like plus 18 turnover margin.
They play three guys, like three big guys up front, and they play three safeties in the back end, and the linebackers in the corner, like everything block. Just like the Valdosta Hope. They're always gonna have speed ups, give me, and they really run to the ball. And they're solid up the middle, but Ferris, like that quarterback, man, Trinidad Chambers, like once he's like Johnny Manziel. If you haven't watched him, that's Johnny.
Yeah.
Like it's Johnny football. Like the way he plays, like the way he moves, like that's Johnny football. And when he gets going and when they're actually moving the chains, he hits another level. And but also like they like I said, they fly. So that kind of neutralizes that for me. You get me? But I also got some runners. You get me? They got a couple of running backs. The last running back had 5 touchdowns against Minnesota State. Like he kind of took over their game too. So they got some speed at running back as well. They're not going to throw it. Like Bruce said, throw it to one guy. Like but also they throw it to one guy. You get me?
And I kind of caught the end of that first Slippery Rock game last week. They got behind pretty fast against them, like 38.
Yeah.
And they had to come back. They had to come back and fight for that one.
Yeah, they were down by 11 and a half. I think it was 27 at halftime. And I had already cut Slippery Rock off. I'm like, I was about to do these boys dirty. And they jumped out on them. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
If they both like them came through fought through some adversity. Like they both shown that they can come back and, win close games. But it's going to be a tale of the tape, man. I'm, I had Harden. So really,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because after Watchtower got put out, man, I just kind of leaned towards Harden. And
Yeah.
watching him last year, man, it was just hard to stop that running game.
Yeah.
As you kind of mentioned earlier when I first got on, man, it seems like OBU found a formula, right, to stop that running game. And then Ferris just piled on to that same concept, and they just kind of did the same thing, and they totally dominated Harden, which was kind of surprising and shocking. So, yeah, I was definitely shocked at this. So, I think it's so evenly matched. I think Drew kind of said as far as the penalty yards, I think turnovers. Whoever had the least amount of turnovers will probably win the game. Both of them are plus. I think Ferris is plus 18.
Yeah.
So they are making teams turn the ball over. And that's what really helped Ferris against Slippery Rock. Those 4 interceptions that Slippery Rock threw. So that kind of turned the momentum of the game as well too.
So another thing I wanted to talk to you about these coaching changes, man. So I know y'all seen Coach Thompson. I'm gonna share my screen here a little bit, show y'all these. You get me? We've seen Coach Thompson take over at Arkansas Tech. That's a good hire. That's shout
Absolutely.
out. Like I said, now he takes that formula with him to to Arkansas Tech because it was him. He's the key to that. Like he decided that last year to me, whenever I was on the staff, that he was never gonna let Harden beat him again. After they beat him that last year, they left a bad taste in his mouth. So even when he was prepared for other teams, he was still on the side. For Harden. Like he has that down to a science. And it shows over history over time.
Man, it's crazy, man, because I think Arkansas Tech actually got some potential to do some things, man. I kind of kept up with them. There's a couple of kids from El Dorado just going to Arkansas Tech, so I followed them a little bit. Man, they had really good success, seems like, at the beginning of the year. They started out like, 3-4-0? Then it seemed like some injuries and things kind of turned there a little bit, but I think Coach Thompson coming in and kind of changing that mindset and kind of how they view things, I think that's going to really help out that program tremendously because there's always been some athletes in that area and they've always had decent teams, but they just hadn't always been able to put it together.
They got a couple of Newport kids on the roster too, so it's there. I'm not too familiar with like Adams State, but Northwest Missouri State, that was a big one. Rich Wright, that's a storied program right there. They knocked Washington out the playoffs the other day, but they handed that over to Mr. John right there, guy that he's been in the program, so he knows the history. So that was an immediate hire for them. And then you got Pace, Texas A&M, Kingsville, Truman State, and Washburn. Washburn made the move and made a quick hire too. But it's a lot of openings, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of openings.
I want to go back.
Let me ask you this, Julio. You got your name in the hat anywhere, man?
I put it in the Tech. I put it in.
Okay.
I put it in at Pace. I put it in pretty much every team that that didn't have too much success this year, honestly. But that's just me still having the love for coaching. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Shot, you get me? So, the worst thing I can do is be told no or ignore it. You get me? But at least I did do that. There may be 16 teams, Kurt. I shot my shot. 16 teams.
Hey, man. Hey, that's the only way you're going to get opportunities if you shoot out.
That's right. And going back to the Arkansas Tech hire, Julio, with Coach Thompson. So, one thing we know about him is that, it's going to be some hard-nosed football. You look at Washington defense, one thing them guys could do is run. They could definitely stop the run. And so going to Arkansas Tech, and I used to say this all the time back when I played at Washington, and Bruce, you're not no Arkansas guy, but the other two gentlemen are. I said, hey, I used to tell them at Washington Top guys, we got to get some more Arkansas players in here.
Yeah.
Get some more Arkansas-born players in here. If you want to win, I'm like, you want, and hopefully Coach Thompson go down there and he recruit these Arkansas kids and give them an opportunity and that they'll play good football for them because whenever we play, Arkansas Tech was a powerhouse. I wouldn't necessarily say a powerhouse, but they were playoff contentions. They were playoff contentions every year, right? And their whole roster was littered with Arkansas talent. To be more specific, South Arkansas talent. So,
Right.
so hopefully, yeah, Coach Thompson go down there and bring that back and start recruit more kids. Like, look at Washington now. That roster is full of Arkansas kids now.
That's the motto. That's the motto.
That
You take
that's
that
that's the
motto.
model. That's the model.
So,
See, look, I love my
so I was
guy.
gonna ask.
I love my
Yeah, I was
guy
gonna
in
ask you,
Denver. They
Julio.
recruit the hell out of East Texas and
Yeah, I was gonna ask you,
over there.
Julio. Since you left Washington, I mean, you were there since we all been gone. Has that mindset changed? Is Derby and Knight still kind of high doing the Arkansas thing, or they kind of spread out and doing more JUCOs now? I know
It's
they like to be on roster.
yeah, it's no like JUCO. That's a thing of old. Like that kind of stopped. Like in the GSC, like every now and again there may be one that sprinkles in like when there's a position of need, but it's mostly Arkansas kids. I want to say it's roughly 70% Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana is and wherever case may Texas, Louisiana, and now they're starting to get in that Tennessee area a little bit. So, but it's mostly Arkansas, and they take pride in that, which is something that that's a good thing. Like you say, Carlos, like having Arkansas kids, you give me that's a good thing. And just like Bears, if y'all didn't notice, like their rosters, like their secondary is all Florida kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're all Florida kids. That's why they can fly, they can run. You get me?
Yeah.
About us, it's Florida, it's South
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
You get me? And it's a ring. That's where the speed comes from, and that's not just me saying it. That's physics. You get me? Just
And one thing about it, we're looking at that both of the rosters for the team playing that championship, they got a lot of transfers.
Yeah.
And from FBS schools coming there. So I guess I don't know. Now both of the programs are rich in history, right? But I was surprised to see so many FBS transfers on both rosters. I
I
guess
mean, you got
give me
right.
like
That was kind of the formula.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of we was in the GFC, obviously, so it's a little bit different. But them Delta States, Valdosta, North Alabama, all those schools got those transfers.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
still, I mean,
Yeah. And the thing about that, the year we played Valdosta, because I called the SEC of Division Two, the conference we was in, it was the SEC of Division
Yes.
for show. They had like a lot of guys that came from like Florida State through that, and they was fast, man. They running back that hit the sideline and just goes all of us, man. They had like two of those back there, man. So, and most of they players, I look they roster, they were like they had played like a few years at Florida State and had transferred down to it's different now. If you transfer, you have to be down, but you couldn't play, you had to sit out. But now it's
Right.
different.
but you
They
remember
had
North Alabama, Janoris Jenkins, Jack Rabbit,
the
remember
North G.
Bruce,
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
he played against them.
Yeah.
And he came from Florida and getting drafted by the St. Louis Rams, good career in the NFL. That's the talent level that
Yeah.
was in D2. We played, y'all.
Yeah. Anthony Merritt too. Anthony Merritt. Oh yeah, them guys.
Like the guys from SAU, David Walker. Now they're going up a level, and they're doing
Yeah.
Right.
You get me? They're trying to get up, and
Yeah.
that's I mean, especially
Julio, for sure. In this NIL era, man, you probably would have been at Washington about a year. You'd have been out of there, brother.
Doubt
For
about
sure.
that.
No,
Yeah,
about
he would have
that.
been out of there.
Ain't
Yeah.
no doubt about that. For sure.
yeah, Coach Brown.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
no, I would. I mean, I don't know. But I was talking to Mayo earlier. Smith, the quarterback at SAU, he had the opportunity to lead too, and he was on the Senior Bowl watch list. Like he's supposed to be a draft pick. You get me? And he had the same chance that David Walker had was to lead, but he chose to stay loyal. So, I mean, I probably would have stayed though at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? Because I mean, I heard it. I had other coaches trying to get me. Could have been a number two. You get what I'm saying? I could have been, but
Yeah.
that's not what I set out to go, to go to Washington for. I went to go to Washington to kind of transform my life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get out of Newport, y'all. Like, you get me? And
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got the new Andrew Fellows, Curtis Clark, Bruce Steele. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all part of y'all ripples of my life, man. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so glad to be able to sit down and talk to you guys tonight, man. My frat brothers up top. You give me Phi Beta Sigma, Bruce, you in pledge. I get it. I know,
Yeah.
Hey,
You had to throw that in there.
yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, I was telling before you got on, Drew. I was like, man, me and Drew history go back even a little bit farther, man. Just because he was my host on my recruiting trip, right? So he kind of showed me the Washington way, right? And kind of explained things to me. I really didn't have a clue where I wanted to go, man. You know, I know I was going to Division II somewhere, but I had several offers out there, right? Once I went on my recruiting trip to Washington and kind of hung out with fellows and him being a Sigma already, that was kind of my legacy thing, right? So I really didn't have any other options. It just kind of all worked out right for me. And I think I needed Washington just as much as Washington needed me. I needed it for the structure, right? Get there and certain things you had to do or requirements and make sure I was in certain places and doing certain things the way I was supposed to be doing it. A lot of kids that I went to college, that I went to high school with, man, they went to college and they didn't last a semester, right? They were back home and, you know, this thing kind of worked out good for me. Being from El Dorado, it was only an hour and 20 minutes up the road, so I could come home if I needed to, and it was just convenient. It all worked out for me, so I enjoyed my experience.
Yeah.
Meeting you guys was just trying to put it over the top for me.
I'm gonna ask you guys one real question, like before we get out of here. Solos, I'm gonna start with you since you. Hello, I don't know who what oldest, you or Bruce?
I think
I gotta be noticed.
I don't
I
know.
don't
Yeah, 'cause I came in. Wait a
I
minute,
don't
Kurt,
know. I
because
got a late
I don't know about what age, but I
Yeah,
played it.
I know school. No, I know school. I'm
Yeah.
talking about age. Bruce, now, come on now.
But see, I ain't know that, Bruce. So tell me a little bit, because so I watch you a lot in Watchtown, Bruce. I think
Bruce,
it's my
tell your
first time
story,
ever.
man.
Yeah, it's my first time ever really just having a conversation with you, but I watch you from afar a lot, you know, because you know, Watchtown always, we know we have that one receiver we throw the ball to every snap.
Yeah.
And you were that guy
Yeah.
during your time frame.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, kind of tell me that she say you older than me. You older than me. You damn near 50.
It's real quick, because Bruce, high school.
Hey, tell me your age first, Andrew.
So I'll be 43 in January.
I got you. I'm 44. I got
You know it. Because look, coming out of high school, Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong, right? You was going to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Say you was Mr. Everything in Georgia, like basketball, do it out, like I'm talking about everything, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where it started. D1
Yeah.
athlete, Florida.
Yeah.
You ended up
And
going,
this,
you get me?
I
Yeah.
Florida high school. I didn't qualify, so I had to they do something back there called Prop 48 where you can actually enroll, but you can't actually participate. So Bob Stoops, the defensive coordinator from Florida, say go to JUCO first, so you won't be wasting the year. So at the time, now listen, what time I enrolled, and something happened where I didn't do something right, and my clock started. I didn't know nothing about it,
Wow.
and so eventually I was gonna go back to Florida, but Steve Spurrier had went to South Carolina then, and so I didn't go. So when I had to I gave reinstate with the NCAA, they said that, hey man, you only got 1 year eligibility to play for Division I if you go back. I'm like, what happened? They say your clock ran out. You got so much time to play Division I, Division I AA, Division II, NAI, it doesn't count. They say it doesn't matter. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go to UCA. So I had no visit UCA, no went up there with Coach, all them. I know I had committed to UCA. Then they're like, you know what? UCA is moving to Division I.
Yeah.
I couldn't go there. Well, I could have, but I didn't want to risk that playing 1 year and that'll be done. And you might just be a D2 qualifier, man. So my head coach in JUCO, Coach Beaver, knew Coach Derby. And so that's how the Washington thing came with me. So I ended up going out here visiting, hanging out with the guys for a few nights. I kind of liked it, and and really, the promise was to my mom that I was going to graduate.
Oh yeah.
So that was the promise. So I want to graduate, but I want to graduate with a good seal on my degree. And Washington had offered that, so that was my thank Washington. They had.
So you was from Georgia, Bruce?
Yeah.
You played in Georgia. What part of Georgia?
I'm from South Georgia. Well, the little small town I'm from, you can't even see it on the map. They call Twin City. We got one stop. Like the closest city is Statesboro, Georgia.
Okay.
Statesboro.
Okay. The boy play some football. You know, I live over here in Canton, Georgia. The boy plays some high school football.
Yeah, okay.
In
Georgia.
Yeah, Buford.
That's why this needs to happen. I need to know things like that.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we just passed through Georgia. I mean, we
Yeah.
passed
Oh yeah, did it?
girl from Miami.
Okay.
hey, you always anytime you always welcome, bro. But I live in a small city right outside Atlanta called, and almost went to that Valdosta game live because it's maybe 2.5 hours
Yeah,
from where I am. But yeah, them boys played some football down here in Georgia in
yeah,
high school. They, so yeah, but that's good. That's good to know, man.
yeah.
man.
Good to know.
All right, so start with you fellas with this question. What would you tell your younger self if you were heading to college as a high school guy, or even your first sophomore year? What would you tell your younger self in college, your college self?
You know, honestly, it probably wouldn't even it would have nothing to do with football. It'd be more focused on
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with just life, just
yeah, just understanding, be dedicated, focused to whatever you choose to do with your life. You know what I mean? I think initially my first year or so at Washington, I wasn't really engaged in my education like I should have been, and it all worked out now. It all worked out. Don't get me wrong, but like you guys said, I'm glad that Washington chose me as well as me choose Washington, because if I'd have went to UAPB or something like that or UCA, ain't no ain't no the
I didn't
younger
went
me.
with a wet. You know how it went.
Yeah, you know the younger me. Yeah, you know the younger me. It's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
for sure.
so it's like, Julio, you not as much, Julio, not as much. You don't know the younger me as much. But
Yeah,
watch how good. It was good for my life.
See, I
yeah,
saw spurt. I see spurt.
Yeah, you see bits and pieces, right? But I was
Yeah.
there in the prime.
yeah,
There in the prime. So,
yeah,
I would definitely say, for sure, just understand that you're not gonna always be 18, 19 years old. Before you play your eye, you gonna be 40. And now you got people depending on you. You got kids, you got families. And I tell my nieces all the time, the decisions you make when you're 19, 20 years old will impact you, when you get my age. And they look up to me, and they see the final outcome, but they see everything I had to go through to get to this point, right? So I would definitely tell my younger self, just stay focused, understand what you want to do, and just take life a little bit more serious. Cause like I said, when you 18, 19, you think you're Superman, you never think that you're gonna get to the age you are now, but it's gonna life go life.
Life
If
go
if
right.
you just if you
Yeah.
keep on living, right?
Yeah.
So
Go right.
anytime I talk to a young man or a young woman that's that young, so at some point, you're gonna be 40, right? At some point, you go get there. So just make good decisions. Make good decisions in life. But I regret nothing. But that's definitely just life experience or something that I would just tell my younger self. Just continue to focus on what's important. Continue to develop that relationship with God, and just at all times, just understand life is difficult, and the decisions you make at a young age gonna impact you whenever you get old. So yeah.
Bruce, what?
Yeah, same with me, man, for the most part. If I can go back and just reset everything about me, is that it would be that I'm not always right. I need to listen, and I don't got the answer for everything. Boy, I tell you, the younger me, because I was in a certain situation at a certain time, no one couldn't tell me nothing. So I listened, but I didn't listen. I needed that. I didn't have that. I didn't have that extra pull on me until I got in college. Someone that could held me accountable, because I didn't have it, in my younger self. I did my own thing. I never listened to people. I just thought, yeah, I was always right. Big headed, ego out of this world. So, but now, man, like you said, when I talk to young people now, man, just you're not always right. It's good to take advice from somebody besides yourself, and you're not always right. Just listen and take coaching, the life coaching. It don't need, like you said, it don't have to be about football, basketball, baseball. It can be about just life. Just take it, gravitate to it, and if someone's really trying to help you and invest in you, listen to them and take heed to their learning and their teaching.
yeah. Me, I think my biggest thing is just kind of cherishing life and relationships, man. Having lost my father after my freshman year, then my first roommate Pratt dying. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of take things for granted as you're younger. You like, man, you're gonna always be here. You're gonna always have these people that you can fall back on, that you can lean on, and just making sure that you take every moment in, right? Because each day is different. I'll probably tell myself, man, I think I worked hard, coming into my freshman year and, while I was there, but even just working even harder, right? Just kind of looking back, man, I think I more or less, and then I kind of took to say, I more or less took my footballing career as an opportunity to get an education, right? I knew I didn't want to I didn't have aspirations of going to the NFL, but I knew I needed a diploma, right? And I knew getting that stamp from Washington was going to mean a whole lot in the future, right? So just making sure you take every moment for granted and take it for what it is, man. And just cherish those relationships, man. One thing I can say about like you guys, man, the relationships that you build in college are relationships that you'll have forever, right? I see some of my high school classmates and teammates and stuff today, and they act like they don't even know who I am, right? I can go a year without talking to one of you guys, and just we can pick back up like it was yesterday, just because we built those relationships, man, and just kind of being in the moment, man. So that's the biggest thing. Just cherish relationships that you build throughout those times. What about you, Julio, man? What about you, brother?
Yeah. I know I better get on.
Man, like y'all know, like I mean, bro, it was like whenever I got to college, man, I didn't take it for granted because I enjoyed being away from, Newport, and I was finally on my own. You get what I'm saying? And so I didn't go to class all the time. Like that's the first thing. It's like go to class. You get me? Like I missed a lot of classes, spent a lot of time on the hill. You get me? But at the same time, that time on the hill, I was able to find myself. And Bruce, like it's one of those things where, like you said, it's not listening or it's sometimes, man, it's having an old soul and a spirit that just doesn't want to be told certain things when it's not according to the way you want it to walk. You get what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with walking your walk. And that's something I've learned. It ain't nothing wrong with walking. I did it. Consequences, the whatever comes with that is going to come with that. You get what I'm saying? And it's not saying I made decisions and walked a certain way, not knowing the consequences. I did. I knew what it would like, what would happen if I didn't wake up, go to class, or be late for a workout or something like that. You get me? When I know my alarm is set and I still choosing this purple haze, like, come on, who missing purple haze?
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, you know what? I was there 4 years and I never ran heels one time.
Correct. Really up the number from 15 to 20 for me.
Yeah. 15 wasn't enough for you.
Knocking them out. Knocking them out. But I was in shape. But it wasn't even about that. But it's just I have to ask a lot, honestly. I made it to where I was, not even giving full effort, honestly. In no aspect. You get what I'm saying? That's watching, picking up, listening, learning. Like, I was quiet too. You get me? So it wasn't like it wasn't picking up. I picked up on everything. Yeah. Get me? Like I told Bruce, I watched Bruce. The second Bruce came in, I watched everything Bruce did.
Yeah.
You get me? But I also knew
Steve Stevenson.
I always knew Bruce was Bruce. It had to be me, right? Kurt, same for you. Like you bring it out every week, Kurt. Bruce bring out every fellows. I ain't never seen yours, so but I've also heard that you was a damn good player. You was a damn good person, a damn good teammate. You get what I'm saying? You set a standard even before Kurt. It was a lot of shoes to fill, but I wasn't trying to walk y'all walk.
Yeah.
Even when the coaches was trying to get me to, that's them. I'm not them. You get what I'm saying? Like that'll be less opportunity. That'll be less balls. But when I get on the field, I'm gonna still play. I'm not gonna half-ass on the field. You get what I'm saying? I might half-ass get into it. But when I got between the lines, I wouldn't. But telling my younger self, it's like, don't do that. Like, I already know where it would have went if I would have went full speed, because the second I got in the NFL and got my potential a lot, I saw where it was going. Just some injuries and things like that derailed it. But I mean, shit, I got there. You get what I'm saying? Like, just being real. Like, I got it. And that ain't just off of being no slap. You get what I'm saying? But it could have been a lot easier, Bruce. Like, I was supposed to be a 5th-round draft pick at high.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to myself. I didn't run at the All-Star game. I didn't run at the Cactus. I didn't run at the East Coast Bowl. I took advice from agents and things like that. Stuff that we grew up doing. Like, why? Knowing that opportunity, like Kurt, I knew that Cactus Bowl stuff, like scouts was going to be there, but still on that day, I had to stand at the finish line, but like, my name is Julius Pruitt. My agent advised me to run. It's like, I'm getting scratched off, like, but that's the that's the walk. And even my first trial with the Dolphins, because I had a trial even before they signed me, and I had to go there with a wide receiver named James Robinson. He was coming from the CFL. He was 6'4", Bruce, from the Everglades. Ran 4.29, 4.3. I ran 4.4. But at the end of the day, he's Calvin Johnson in a sense.
Yeah.
But that they told me after the workout, they've never had 2 wide receivers, like a workout that tight. And so whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So that, for me, that was confirmation that the way I was walking my walk, it was going to pay off eventually. I was going to get back on track. You get what I'm saying? The grace of God, I was going to get back on track. And so the next time I got that call, I was there. And man, they didn't get me out that building for 4 years. Like, yes, I got cut, released, but I brought back. Y'all brought back. Y'all brought back. Yeah. And even now, I bumped into Jeff Ireland, who's the GM. They kept bringing me back. I bumped into him at the Senior Bowl 3 years ago, and he's one of my mentors now. Like, I said, wow, but it's getting me back here. I'm able to sit back, reflect with you guys, man, catch up, man. Like, I have all you guys' information now. Like, I know who you are. So passing through, like Kurt, we go to El Dorado sometimes going to Miami. We pass it through Georgia.
Yeah, definitely hit me up, man.
All right.
Hey, Julie, I want to say something real fast. You know, I'm following the journey with you and the OD. Man, that's awesome what you're doing there, young man.
I don't know if y'all want to speak on it?
You know, he'll curly wolf. So,
no, like, I told him that the first day, like, cause he reached out to me, like, ever since he was at Washington, like, he was a scout team guy for me. We just connected, man. Like, I don't know. And he just gravitated to me. And man, he went in, I don't know if y'all know, but he had that unfortunate situation in Washington.
Yeah, I was telling Kurt about that.
Yeah.
I was telling Kurt about that. And,
no, man.
Yeah, it's crazy to speak on that, man.
Noose around his neck in class, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's, yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Bruce, it seems crazy. It seems like it's made up, man, but the kid is in class. And it's a teacher you've had, teacher I've had. I'm pretty sure you have had. I'm not going to say names and things, but Omari is sitting in class, man, and teacher comes around behind him and puts a noose on his neck. Asks the kid, is it tight? Is it thick enough? Is it tight enough? What, like, as a sick joke, whatever the case may be, man. And ever since that moment, the kid's life has been in shambles, bro. Like, it's been miserable for the kid, and it's been 2 years since that situation happened, and nobody had did anything, man. Covered it up for 2 years, and I've just
that's crazy, man. It's just
time, and he just finally was like, "Oh, I need help." He said, "Life has been life," and I said, "Talk to me." Next day, I had him up at the gym, man. I've been training him. I've been putting together film for him. We've been like, he's on the meal plan. Like, he's already put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Dang. Man, that's good, man. You're going to get a blessing.
He ain't doing it.
Needed
just
man.
Like, I have a connection with the kid, man, and he reached out to me for help. And who am I not? We went to Henderson today. Like, I had set up a meeting with the coaches for 2 days straight, trying to get a walk on, just because he's going to go to school. Regardless, we've already met with mental aid, admissions. He's already fixed up his FAFSA. He has both his transcripts from JUCO, Washington, like, to fix it. No questions. Answering all the questions, checking all the boxes. He's going to be in school. He just wants to see what it takes to work. They told you that's what the answer was.
Hey, Julio, man, I'm gonna hit you up, man. I got a kid around here, man. That's kind of in a situation, kind of sort of not really similar to that, but a situation where he didn't get to play ball his senior year because of something happened, and I don't want to see him waste that talent, man. I think he could really go somewhere and do something, even if he just get a chance to walk on somewhere. So I'm gonna hit you up, man. So we can
set him up.
It's crazy because I think all of us probably have some examples of some guys that just let a lot of talent go to waste, right? Just because they had the right guidance.
Yeah.
You know, it's the case of though, like, man, this guy, man.
Today, fellows, I mean, like, I know, fellows, he was a 400-meter state champion, like in track. And I told him today, I was like, there's not many. Well, I was like, there's not many 400-meter state champions walking around. But I was like, yeah, it is. I was like, a lot of them. It's a lot of them somewhere. But, and he was like, didn't get that opportunity. I was like, exactly. But I was like, I'm not letting that happen to you. Not letting that
That's love, man.
So
that's love.
That's the journey, man. But again, man, I'm not gonna keep you guys too much longer, man. I appreciate you guys, man, from the bottom of my heart, for real, man. It's good.
Oh, man,
this is, man.
I appreciate you, brother, man. Anytime, man. We'll get on.
Hope the family's all right, man. Like, Merry Christmas, y'all. Like, you get me?
Yeah.
Enjoy it. All right. And we'll be in touch. All right.
All right. God bless.
Man. Talk y'all. God bless.
Nice day.